Hello, Jen here with a layout for Stretch the Sketch. This is also for the 30 days of sketches that's going on for the whole month of October. 31 days actually. You're going to definitely want to check out day 31. But yeah, we are stretching today's sketch, which was created by Rebecca Lockhart. And I love this sketch. I love that beautiful green color that she kind of created with her mixed media in the background. And I love that there's just a lot of kind of leeway with what you can do with it and where to place your pictures and that kind of thing. So we're jumping into it. We are going to stretch this into a 2-page layout today, and I'm going all fall, so we're smushing some orange. Basically what I'm doing is I have a little Ziploc baggie. I just feel like I run through packaging so quickly with this smushing technique, and I haven't been buying a lot of stuff to kind of replace the packaging. So I'm using a Ziploc baggie, and I actually usually bring these with me when I go on crops and stuff like that. I just take the little snack ones, so they're not even as big as the sandwich ones. And I cut them in half, and then I can kind of stick my hand into it or just do what you see me doing here. It's just the right size to tuck in a whole bunch of them. And if it gets too mucky and gross and I don't want to keep it, then that's okay. It was just a little sliver of a Ziploc bag, and it was pretty inexpensive. So I kind of smushed some mostly orange with a touch of yellow and a touch of red watercolor onto one side, and I'm kind of letting that dry, and I'm just kind of trying to figure out how dark and intense I want this, because in Rebecca's sketch, obviously it's like this beautiful dark very saturated color. Oh, Landon, would you like to say hi? He's waiting for everyone to go outside so we can start decorating for Halloween, and I just had to do this voiceover first, so we are practicing patience, but he's doing really good, right? So yeah, so I wasn't sure how concentrated and how much coverage I really wanted, because I sort of wanted this to have the feel of like maybe leaves in the background, a little bit more abstract, but just wispy, if that makes sense, like leaves. So you can see one side is a little bit more concentrated than the other, but I figured as I let them dry, I can kind of decide, how deep and dark I want to go. And then the other thing that I'm adding here for a little bit of texture is those acrylic sprays. So it's basically just watered down acrylic paint in a spray bottle. And what I love about it is that it doesn't quite sink into the paper the same way. So you get a bit of a different kind of finish to it. It's a little bit more glossy looking. It also holds some of the texture from the plastic bag, so you get a little bit of kind of texture and dimension and some interest in there. And it doesn't quite blend with the watercolors. So you can see where there's a difference between what's watercolor and kind of absorbed into the paper and what is acrylic paint. And so I definitely think that I will kind of want to play around a little bit more and see all the different things I can do. But I like having the sprayable acrylic paint, and obviously you could just go ahead and make it yourself. I found it at Dollar Tree, so I decided to pick them up. But yeah, it's kind of fun to have both mediums. And I do sometimes do that with just white acrylic paint. I've never done it with colors of acrylic paint, kind of mixed those into my watercolor smushing. So it was kind of fun to do. I had orange and kind of a yellow, and they were different from my watercolor colors, and so you definitely can see them in that big kind of smushed area. So then once I let everything dry and I sort of was able to put some pictures on and see where I want the pictures to go and what I want the overall design to look like, I realized that Rebecca's watercolor goes right from one end all the way to the other. And so I just needed to extend some of my orange a little bit there. And that also kind of gave me the opportunity to really get these two pieces of paper together, because as you saw, I put the two pieces together and literally smushed over both of them so that that watercolor connects the two of them. So it's not quite as solid as Rebecca's, but I think I achieved that kind of wispy feel of leaves. And then once I put all the stuff on top of it, I think it comes out pretty successful. So I'll just let those dry a little bit better, and I'm pulling out all of my embellishments that I want to use. I have to try to figure out how to create that circle feeling, and I think I want to do it across both pages, so again, that kind of connects them. And because we're going for fall, I'm going to go with leaves. So the first thing that I want to do, because the paper is still drying a little bit, is I'll go ahead and mat my photos. So on the right hand side, I'm kind of following the same design that Rebecca laid out. So I have 3 pictures. They're not squares, but close enough. I did cut this one down so it's a little bit more of a square. And then on the left-hand side, I just have those 2 photos. These are pretty old. They're actually from 2015, I think. So or it could have been, no, it wasn't 14. It was 2015. So, yeah, they're a little old. I've got my 3 kids at the time, and then my brother's 3 kids at the time. We both, since this, have added a 4th, but, yeah, we love to do this. We had started a bit of a tradition of doing fall photos just on our own, no professional photographers. As you can tell, these are just me taking pictures, but it's nice to go get out in the leaves and have a nice sunny day at the park and take some pretty pictures. So that's what these are. And I think these are the last pictures of this day that I'm scrapping. So I think once I get this into my album, I have now scrapped all of the photos from this particular day. So on the right hand side, it's some pictures of all of the kids. And then on that left hand side is my niece and my nephew. So from my How to Kill a Kit with Style kit for October and November, which is a fall-based kit, I have pulled out pumpkins, and I've pulled out some, I think it's mostly Echo Park stuff. It could be Pebbles stuff. It's all kind of a mishmash in there. The papers that I use to mat my pictures are Echo Park. I just got those about, 2 weeks ago now, 3 weeks ago. I have a haul coming up actually to show you all about them, but they just have those classic autumn colors, and kind of the B-sides, I guess you would say, are more solid. So I thought that those would make some good mats. They just help the pictures to really pop off of that background, especially on this side where those 2 smaller pictures are a little bit darker. So they just needed a bit of a helping hand. And then I've got pumpkins, I've got leaves, I fussy cut pumpkins and I fussy cut leaves from the A sides of the Echo Park papers as well, so that I kind of had those similar colors. You can see here, they have, the reason I picked those particular ones is they have that really fun gingham pattern to them, and so I thought that that was really fun. It brings a little bit of texture, and now I'm just putting everything down. I'm kind of in the back of my mind thinking about making this look a little bit like a circle that's going around both sides. So I won't completely fill it in and make it look exactly like a circle, but hopefully I succeeded in sort of filling in enough of the space that your eye kind of gets that there is a circular motion to it and everything is connected on both pages. So while I'm just kind of fussing and fiddling and nestling all those little pieces together, finding the right spot for them, kind of also looking at where I'm putting certain colors so that it's on both pages, that kind of thing. let me tell you about some other stuff that's going on. For starters, definitely go and check out all the links down below for the Stretch the Sketch series. That way you can see how everyone else has stretched this sketch today, and yeah, what their interpretations are. It's always really fun to see what everybody does with the sketch each month. And also the size, right? Because they may not have done a full 2-page spread like me. Maybe they did a traveler's notebook spread or a smaller than 12 by 12 size. So you never know what people are going to do to kind of change up the original sketch, or at least original sketch size. And then the other thing is to make sure that you click on the playlist link down below for the 30 days of sketches. This is series 10, and every sketch is an exclusive sketch to 30 days of sketches. So you definitely want to go and check them out. You won't find them anywhere else. You are welcome to play along. There are Facebook pages for both Stretch the Sketch and 30 days of sketches. So I'll link both of those below, and that's where you can go to play along. Definitely use the hashtags if you want to share your work and let everybody see your version of the sketch, and how you might have stretched it. I think I'm going to go back and use this sketch again on just a 12 by 12 page too. I just really love it. And yeah, I think Rebecca did such a great job with it. So this is a sketch that's going to go into my file of ones to do again, or, ones to give another interpretation to. But yes, please go and check out all of those links. That way you can see how everybody else is working with that sketch, and you'll see all the sketches actually. So that is the sort of main playlist where you can actually go right back to day 1 and just follow through with every sketch from 1 to 31. And you don't want to miss 31. I'm going to say that again. But yeah, you'll be able to catch all of the videos, and then you can kind of watch them at your own pace. You don't have to try and squeeze them all into just the day that they're being released. You can click and grab a coffee, watch as many as you want, come back and kind of catch up whenever you can. So that playlist is a great idea, and it gives you access to every video that is being uploaded for each day. So, and it's one playlist with all the days in it, which I think is so handy. So you can just save that playlist and let it run, see where it goes. So I'm just about done here. I really tried to get a lot of textures. I pulled out, different styles of pumpkins. There's some chipboard, there's some cork, there's wood veneer, there's some glitter on some of those pumpkins. And then of course, just like the cardstock die cuts. There's also 2 pieces of vellum that came from some table scattering. So there's like a brown vellum leaf and a orange maple leaf. And then the last little touch here is I have these little sequins that are in the shape of maple leaves. So there's big ones that have some texture to them and some veins kind of going through them. And then there are some little ones that are a little bit more flat. So I'm just going to tuck them around in a few little places. Basically, I just tried to get a gold, an orange, and a red small leaf and large leaf onto both pieces or both sides of this layout. And so hopefully you can see that there's a bit of a circular motion going, or that sort of one page leads into the other page. Definitely both of these pages could be individual. If I, for some reason, needed to split them up in an album, you could definitely have each of these hold their own and just be their own page. And I was just looking there's no title. So I'm not going to try to squish a title in. I have a couple of words. I have grateful on this side, and I have that little happy autumn on the other side. And yeah, that's kind of it. I am doing my sketchy lines. I know I try really hard not to do this on every layout, but definitely around the pictures in Rebecca's sketch, you could interpret the white lines as matting or maybe sketchy lines. So I kind of did both, and it just unifies the whole layout and attaches it together. And that is it, my friends. I'm sprinkling a little bit of gold here and there because I love that with the fall colors. And that is my layout for today for Stretch the Sketch and 30 Days of Sketches. If you came here from one of those series and just found my channel, thank you so much. Please click that subscribe button if you liked what you saw. And thank you to everybody for watching. I really appreciate it. I love you guys so much. Remember, again, all those links are down below. And until next time, happy scrapping. Bye.
Bye. Thanks. Give me to what button? Tell my channel.